Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. Today we are doing some turkey fan mounts, and what we're doing is I just got these out of the freezer. These are the kids fans. Got one hanging up over here already drying, but these from earlier in the season. The boy got one youth hunt, and my little girl got hers on the second day of season. So get started. Like I said, I'll probably just set this up on a time lapse and show you how I go about cleaning it up, and then I'll show you the other steps I do after we get all the meat off the quills and all that. So we'll go ahead and get started. I will add also, before we get started here, some of the tools that I like to use as I about drop them. I always pair of pliers, little wire brush, pair of snips, and a couple good sharp knives. Most of the time when I'm doing stuff like this, I'm using these replaceable blades, and also use one of these little craft deals here you can get at Hobby Lobby, places like that. Get you a pack of these interchangeable blades here, and I'd say for the most part this is what I like to use. Alrighty, y'all. That's you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now I guess in the time lapse you can't hear me or anything, but what I like to do is I usually just like to skin this back, this flap of these secondaries here, and then that allows you to kind of get up underneath. And now I will scrape this with the wire brush a little better and get this red off of here, but just want to show you exactly, you know, just try to get it off best you can. And you know, and really I don't know if it even matters. I mean, I've had buddies that cut them right off the turkey and never cut anything off of them and hang them upside down on a hanger, and they're just fine. But this is just the way I like to go about it. I've done it for years, and I think it just makes preserving the mount, you know, that much nicer. Looks that much better. Like I said, you know, I'll get it cleaned up here, get most of the meat off, the red meat, but just, you know, and that's why I like the snips also, because of your bone right here. Some, you know, I'd like to get it to where it lays as flat as possible when you get it down to pin it out. So, but there's that. Like I said, I'm gonna scrape this rest of this off. The next process I like to do, and that's just taking a bucket of soapy water. Preferably I like to use, you know, any kind of Dawn or Ajax dish soap, something that's got to, you know, cut some of the oil and grease. Hole in it, so I had to refill it. I just like to put it in there and dunk it around, flip it around, get the top in there cleaned about. I'll just take the water, run the clean water over it, the fan, and just kind of whisk the water off of it. And all I'll do is I'll just take it and clip it on there. But I'm gonna hang it right here. We got a south wind, so it'll blow right into it there instead of blowing it off into the ground. Definitely don't want that. Went ahead and laid them on the garage floor here yesterday and let the fan run on them for a few hours so they'd get nice and dry. Turned out nice, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you the final step here. What I like to do, push pins. Use some push pins. A couple pieces of cardboard. Like I don't know how long these are. I'll end up cutting them off. But I like these. Of course, then your cardboard that you're gonna pin the fan on. And right here is what I use. Borax. And I'll put some down and put the back of the fan on a pile, and then we'll pin it, and then I'll dump it on the front of the fan also. So, but this is what I like to use, the borax. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to pinning him down here. But you notice how this is kind of fluffed up a little bit, and that's what I like to use these straps for. And what I'll do is I'll take these and I'll pin them down here. Okay. But then once you get that done, you want to go ahead and take your borax and I'll just get pretty, I don't slouch when it comes to this now, and like I said, don't worry about you get some debris and from the borax there. And what I'll do is I'll just lay them here beside here and here, and I'll borax them, throw the borax over the legs, and same with the beard. And that's going to pretty much do it for this part of the video. Like I said, I'll give it, you know, a few weeks before I get it down and take the pins out, and I'll show you the final process. So it'll be a few weeks, and maybe also show you what, you know, maybe what plaque we decide to go with for the mount. Today's the day we are going to finish our tail mount. Now I will tell you, this is the first week of July, so it's been up there for quite some time. Now I did get it down a week or two after I put it up there and made my final adjustments as far as, you know, trying to get the feathers to lay exactly the way I wanted them. I think I talked about that when we initially pinned the fan, and you know, usually you can wait a week or two and, you know, make your final adjustments before everything gets good and hard and is pretty stationary. But we are going to go with this mounting system. This is the Beardmaster. I like that. Made by Illusion Hunting Systems. This is the same kind of same flavor that I used when I did the Euro mount for the deer sheds that I had back in early spring. Which, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But yeah, we've used these in the past. My kids like these because it's got the Euro mount on it. But right around $30 you can get these for, and yeah, they're pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead, get the fan down, get it unpinned, and we'll go ahead and start the process getting put on the mount here. So, all right, so here he is, got him down. This is the first time I'm seeing it since mid-June, somewhere around there. So been up there for a while. Like he dried pretty well. Alrighty, here we are. I got him off the cardboard and unpinned. I just want to take a minute and show you this. This is what I like to use to kind of clean the fan off and to kind of work your edges. Kind of gives it a nice looking finish. Just kind of wipe it down with your brush. Just kind of makes all them feathers lay kind of nice and if you got any, you know, of course in this instance here we had a little bit of dust, and of course we had some borax down here that we had to wipe off. So the brush just kind of gives it a nice looking finish. Now I will wipe this down a little bit with some pledge or something, some kind of dusting, just to kind of give it a little bit of shine to it. I kind of want to show you this and just show you everything that comes in the package for the mounting kit there. We've got quite a variety of pins and hooks, different screws. I also have these right here you can use. Now I will tell you, the last one that I used, I did not use these two for the feet. I screwed the feet or the legs on the back and left the center one for the beard. I just kind of like that a little better. Now you can, and of course you can choose to do whatever you like, but you know, go ahead and mount this stuff on here, you know, get it where you want it, mark it out. By no means does it have to be perfect, so we'll just go ahead and try to take our time and get things the way we want them, and get him mounted up here. I will add, just like before with the Euro mount I did for the whitetail, there is a QR code on the package here that you can scan, and it gives you like a play-by-play directions on how to go about it. Alright, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the legs, and I think I'm going to do like I have in the past with the other ones, and I'm going to put them in the back and stick them out the front, so I'll get right back to you. Now, one thing I do like to do is I'm going to trim these legs a little bit so they don't stick out as far, but normally what I do is just kind of, to get them pretty much close the same, is I'll just measure up from the bottom of the spur. And this one here I went up 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is cut this leg off here and get rid of this knuckle or the joint here, and it'll make it sit a little nicer and a little more flush on the back of this mount. Alrighty, just want to show you how I went about laying this out for my legs. Like I said, I'm not going to use these on the front. Now I will use this for the beard, but like I said, I'm going to pin these legs to the back. So what I did was I came up 1.5 inches on both sides, and then come over 3/4 of an inch and made me a mark. You go ahead and pre-drill your legs here, and what I'll do is I'll come down 1/2 inch or something and make a mark, and just do the same with the other leg. That way they're relatively close, you know what I mean? Like I said, you don't want to get them on there and, you know, one leg's inch shorter or, you know, up higher than the other one. I like to make them pretty close. So we'll go ahead and get these pre-drilled, get the legs mounted, and then I'll show you from there. Another thing I want to show you is basically, you know, just found my center of the plaque here as far as where we're going to put the beard. Just trying to get it as close to center as possible. Alright, now comes just about the end of it here. Just go ahead and get our skull mounted on there. Get it in the camera there. There you go. Get her. The skull, or the Euro skull, does come, like I said, it's got a pre-drilled hole, so it's going to be as close. Probably just best to get you a screwdriver and tighten it up the rest of the way. go ahead and get our beard here. Alrighty, we got the went ahead and got the beard on. Ended up putting a little piece of electrical tape around the top here just to kind of keep things tight and kind of get the keep anything from splitting or falling apart. So we got her on there. That's kind of what she's looking like. We'll go ahead and get the fan mounted, and that'll be it. Now also we'll add, you know, and I've done in the past, you can take, you know, some JB Weld or some Bondo or something and smear it on the back and on the front of your fan here, just to keep everything glued down tight, which, you know, this thing's good and dry, it's not going anywhere. But you can definitely do that if you feel the need. It's kind of hard for me to hold this and get it in frame, but yeah, we got her mounted up. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and hang it on the wall and let y'all take a look at it. Y'all, there he is. I think he turned out awesome. That is my boy's bird from spring of 2026. That's going to do it for this one. The turkey fan mount display by Illusion Hunting Systems. The Beard Master. 2 thumbs up from the Ugly Beard. Like I said, you can get these for right around $30. You can find them on Amazon. Make for a nice mount. And yeah, that's about all I got for this one, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Till next time, we'll catch you later.